I was walking in my neighborhood on the back road when all of a sudden I heard a door crash open. And when I look, I see a big dog barking at me like he wants smoke and coming directly at me. Now his owner comes out the door and starts yelling at the dog, "Come back, come back." The dog does not listen to the owner. He wants blood, and he wants that blood from me. Now, normally, whenever I see a dog looking at me, I take off. I run. I leave. But I read an article like that same day, like literally that same day, I have read an article about how if a dog is chasing you, don't run because that's going to make him chase you more. Stand your ground, he'll back off. So I'm like, okay, in the back of my mind, I felt the fear like clutch in my heart. And I felt the adrenaline kicking in and I was about to run. But in that moment, I realized, wait, no, I can't. I have to stand my ground. So the dog got closer. And despite feeling fear, I was like, hey, back up. Like, I was like, the man in me came out. And guess what? That dog backed up. Like, that was the first time I ever, like, a dog coming at me, I ever made it stop. And I went back to his owner. And I started walking away. But as I was walking away, I started thinking, like, I'm reflecting, like, wow, that's crazy how this one thing that looked so intimidating, something that I was afraid of that made me want to run, by standing my ground, I was able to make it back off. I was able to make it seem less intimidating. I took my power back by standing my ground. And I want you to understand something. When it comes to the goals you have in life, you're going to have challenges. You're going to have obstacles. You're going to have problems. And they're going to look insurmountable at times. But like that dog that was trying to run at me and get me to run, if you stand your ground and show to this problem that you're not going away, that you're going to overcome it, it will seem less intimidating. And you'll actually be empowered to take it on and get one step closer to your goals. I remember one of the biggest problems I had in the very beginning of me even starting a business, not even getting on YouTube, but starting a business. Because ultimately, my goal is financial freedom. And this YouTube is my vehicle towards getting that. But in the beginning, I didn't know how to get any clients. That was my biggest problem, and it seemed so intimidating. Until I read a book about salesmen or salespeople. And they were talking about how they would go door to door, knocking on them until they got a yes. And that was intimidating to me. And obviously, in this world, I'm not going to be knocking on doors. But I said, I'm going to metaphorically knock on people. Whenever I speak to somebody, I'm going to offer them my services. I'm going to be like, hey, do you have goals? Do you need help reaching those goals? I can help you. And even though that in itself was still intimidating, the problem was that I couldn't find clients. So I had to fix it. That's the only solution I had. And so I ran with it and I got my first client. It took months. I'm not going to lie. But I got my first client. He paid me my price. And that set me up. It gave me the confidence to say, okay, this is something people actually need. I can actually help somebody. And then that set me up to getting more clients down the line. But if I had looked at the fact that I don't know how to get any clients, I don't know how to really help anybody, those problems would have intimidated me if I only focused on that. And that would have made me run from trying to start a business like I had done so many times before. I cannot begin to tell you how many times I watched a video on how to start a business and I wouldn't even finish the video because it overwhelmed me. It was intimidating, and so I ran, which kept me in the same spot. But if I had just sat through it and not let that fear, that intimidation push me away, I would have learned what it took, and I would have had the steps, and I would have done it. But I didn't because I was afraid, because the problem looked so intimidating. But they're not. And when you stop running, however it is that you're running, most people, they just run through entertainment. They run through escapism, as in always entertaining themselves, always on the phone, always watching TV, always playing a game, always doing something but sitting with themselves. But I'm telling you right now, because you already know what problem you're facing. You already know what obstacle you are. Maybe you're just facing laziness. Maybe you have no discipline. Maybe your problem is that you're working a job you hate and you want to start a business, but you don't know how. Whatever problem you're dealing with, don't let it push you away, push you around. And it can be hard because you're going to feel those emotions. Like with that dog, I felt the fear. I literally felt the adrenaline. But you might feel stress. You might feel doubts. You might feel discouraged. You might feel worried. And those emotions will kick you into gear and make you run from it because those things are uncomfortable. And we like to be comfortable. So when you feel that, you're going to think, oh, wait, let me get my phone so I can avoid what I'm feeling. Let me eat something so I can avoid what I'm feeling. Let me watch some TV so I can avoid what I'm feeling. What are you feeling? The resistance from the problem. That problem is trying to intimidate you. Because it knows deep down, well, it doesn't know because it's not real. But like the problem knows that if you look at it head on and face it head on, then it won't be intimidating anymore. And you'll have your power back. Your problems literally are like dogs trying to bluff you into running. But what I realized is if you don't fall into that dog trying to bluff you and you stand your ground, it will back up. And the same thing applies to your problems. If you don't let it bluff you with how it looks intimidating and how it feels intimidating and you stand your ground, you will overcome it. So do not run from your problems. No matter how you feel, no matter how intimidating it looks, face it head on. That is the only way that you are going to grow and change your life. That's literally the only way. And I want you to grow. And I want you to change your life. And I want you to reach the end of your days with a smile on your face because you did what you wanted to do. But most people will look at it with regret because they wasted their time and now they're aware of it. That day is coming. How are you going to be? Are you going to be happy or are you going to be full of regret? Well, if you stop running from your problems, you face them head on, you'll be looking at them happy. You'll be looking happy because you know deep down you didn't waste your life. Now, if your problem is that you aren't doing what you want, and I'm sorry if you see me looking off, but you do see me looking off, but I have like a little script and I lost it. So I'm like, where is it? Where is it? Here it is. Regardless though, what am I saying? If your biggest problem is that you just don't know how to get started, you don't know what to do with your life, you just feel stuck at a crossroads and you need direction, I have a starter kit to help you get your life together. It is the first thing in my description. Get it if you want it. If you don't need it, don't worry about it. I just want you to know that it's there. Regardless, face your problems. And I already made a video similar to this, but it is just so important that you stop backing down when something is intimidating. Because the moment you stop backing down, this moment you see solutions, you take back your power, and you change for the better. You've got this. I'll see you for the next video.